It is not my job to tell you who to vote for, although I will say do not vote emotionally. Try to stay away from the emotional side of voting. Vote for the candidate who has the best policy lineup that you agree with. That's what I do. I recommend you guys do the same. We all want the same thing. We want a better America so we all individually can live our best lives. And so with that being said, let's jump into it. First, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sean John, aka the Middleman CEO. If you guys would like to learn how to start a business from your phone, all you have to do is put the word middleman in the comments below, or click the video link for the tutorial to intro to a middleman business in the video description below. That's all you need to do. Learn how to use your phone to make money without having to leave your house. All right, let's get into it. So if you guys watched the debate last night, if you want to call it a debate, I kind of felt like it was 3-on-1, but that's just my opinion. The country as we know it is in a very, very tough situation. We got interest rates that we need them to go down so people can afford, but we know if the interest rates go down, the cost of housing is going to skyrocket through the roof and the cost of everything else. So that kind of shows me that, all right, we have had a housing market crash, and I'm just touching on this. This video is not about the housing market, but I'm just touching on it just to make a point. I believe we've already had a housing crash. Houses that a year ago were going for 700, now going for 600. I think that's the crash. Now, those houses, yes, those houses are only worth, say, 300, 400, let's say 400. So 4 years ago, those houses were worth 400. They went up to 7, they went down to 6. There's your crash. It's not going to be anything crazy, anything nuts where the bottom falls out and houses are on sale in the clearance section. That wouldn't happen. You guys wouldn't let that happen. The reason you wouldn't, because you're obsessed with buying homes. So you're not going to let that happen because you don't have the discipline to stop buying houses with paychecks. I'm not against buying houses. I'm just against buying houses with paychecks. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments if that makes any sense. And the reason I say that, 30-year mortgage, if the only way you know how to pay for the house is with the paycheck, then you need a 30-year paycheck. That ain't freedom. That's why I say that. We've seen the banks go to 0% interest rates. Even today, sadly, a 3% interest rate is like top of the line. Ridiculous. Even if you put, if I'm not mistaken, somebody can help me in the comments, but if you put 300 grand into a bank, that's only a $9,000 gain for the year to leave 300 grand there. You're better off taking a portion of the money, starting a business, getting into investment, and you can make more than 9 grand for the year. To me, that's better, right? So the banks don't pay interest. People are still in the habit of storing money up in bank accounts. Money is not something you store up, right? But this economy is jacked. And so you heard them discuss that a little bit last night. They talked about, it's funny in these debates, they're always like just assaulting each other verbally. And you start feeling like you're watching children at some point. But these candidates who are competing right now for your vote, there was a lot said last night. We're not going to cover all of it, but again, you're going to have to vote logically, not emotionally. So take the emotional side out. Try to be as logical as possible. Vote according to policy. That's what I do. That's what I recommend you do. There's no perfect candidates. There's no perfect people in this world. There hasn't been one since the Lord. So there ain't no perfect people. You're gonna like some things and dislike some things about each candidate. It is what it is. People are gonna like and dislike some things about you and about me. It is what it is. God has no perfect people on this earth to work with. That's a fact. So stop looking for perfection. It ain't there. You can look in the mirror and it ain't there. Right? So they were talking about, the state of the economy. That's what we're going to focus on. They were talking about the state of the economy and, how everything's unaffordable and how, the average person can't do this, can't buy a house, can't buy a car, can't take care of their kids. And Harris, she said something. She said, when I get in office, I'll fix it. I'll do this. I'll do this. And Trump, in his closing, the guy said this. He said, Aren't you already in office? Why haven't you done it? And boy, that was a death blow to her and her campaign. I don't know how she's going to recover from that. But whether you like Trump or dislike him, or like Harris or dislike her, again, take the emotional side out. You got to deal with the consequence of that statement. That's a fact. And the economy is so jacked up, so raw, that, it is true that the average person can't afford a house. You gotta have an income in the house of about 105, 110,000. Well, 80% of America don't make that. So who's gonna buy the house? So you've got to have all these things in place. Yet, what are you gonna do? The cost of food has risen. You know why? Because fuel has gone up. First thing, sitting president, I don't know if he's sitting there, sleeping president, lying president, on the beach, lying on the beach, whatever you want to call it. First thing he did when he got into office is he eliminated the Keystone pipeline, which caused us to start depending on other countries for oil, which drives the cost of oil up. You can do it at home, or you can buy it from your neighbor, which costs more. And we buy it from the neighbors now, and it costs more. And that's, that drove, go back and look at the gas prices in 2020, January of 2020, go look at it. You'll see a major difference. When did all of this start happening? When did the inflation and all that start happening? Right after the gas prices started going up. Right after the Keystone pipeline was destroyed, was shut down. There you go. See, everything has to deal with fuel. Nothing moves without gas. Nothing. So it's an integral part of our society. And when it costs more, those prices matriculate down to the end user, which is you, the consumer, which is me. So we have to pay more because it costs that farmer more to feed his cows, to package his milk, and then to ship that milk across the country. It costs more. So the costs, the fuel costs get passed to the farmer passes the food costs to the buyer or the store passes the food costs on to you and me. That's how we get that. So in my opinion, in order to get prices down, you got to get fuel prices down. Fuel prices down. Fuel prices fluctuate 30, 40, 50 cents overnight sometimes. It's nuts. And so again, he hammered her with that economic quote statement at the end, right? And so she had no rebuttal for it, and they went off air, and I know why, because they didn't want her to answer that, right? And so they probably were hoping he didn't say that. And who you vote for is up to you. We're not going to be enemies because you don't vote for the candidate I vote for. We're not that petty. You have a right to vote for who you want to vote for. I'll just say, hey, look, try to make the right decision, okay? Some of y'all got that. If you know, you know. But again, we are in a jacked up situation in this economy. We are failing. The scary thing is, where are we going next if we don't get help? Where are we going next? If houses are unaffordable now and the interest rates drop, what do you think they're going to be tomorrow? If food prices are high today and we can't get the fuel prices down, what do you think food is going to cost tomorrow? College tuition, out of control. Debt in America, this is the highest last year, if I'm not mistaken, or this year, one of them, was the highest debt year, credit card debt year. You know what credit is? Money you don't have, future money. People are spending money they don't have to take care of themselves. That is a bad situation. We are spending money we do not have to take care of ourselves. Yes, take care of yourself and your family, of course. But it's a shame that we have to spend money that we don't have. We're just selling our future. All that debt has to be paid back. So we have to go to work to pay back that debt and the interest. By the way, the interest rates on credit cards is nuts. We got to bring that down. So that's just my take from some of the things that happened last night, mainly just focusing on the economy. I do feel like it was a 3-on-1. You guys let me know what you felt in the comments, what you thought about it. But what are we going to do? That's the question. Now we're talking. See, I told you questions are the answers. What are we going to do? Well, the first thing we're going to do is take care of ourselves. Even though we may pull for a particular candidate, whether they get into office or whether they don't get into office, and I know you guys are going to correct me on grammar. I got a guy on here who's like, dude, it's ask and not X. Brother, I'm from the South. We don't have time to say ask. We just say ask, right? So if that's your focus and you're missing the message, then you're probably on the wrong channel. We don't need A students on this channel. We got the average people on this channel trying to go from the 90% to the 10% and change our lives. So if grammar's your thing, then go to another channel. I'm from the South. I don't apologize for the words that come out of my mouth. No, get the message. All right? So, again, just stupidity. Get the message. You're missing the message. So, but whether, whichever candidate you vote for, that's up to you. I do encourage you to go out and vote, of course, absolutely. And we got about 2 months until that happens. And so we need to make sure that we take care of ourselves because, again, whether Trump wins, whether Harris wins, they're not going to come to the house and help you. They're going to hopefully put some things in motion that can help us all together and help us help ourselves. But they're not going to show up at the house and save you. It's not going to happen. You have to do for you. These candidates, they're going to take care of themselves. They could even be lying to us. We don't know. They could even say things they want to do and they can't get it done. However, right? So we need to take care of ourselves. So what do I need to do, Sean? Well, in my opinion, first thing you need to do is you need to get financially educated. You need to understand money and how money works. You need to change your mindset about money. Flip everything around. When you get money, it's not what can I buy? What can I try? What can I try with this money that'll make me more money? See, that's a different mindset. But you didn't know that until you watched this video. Secondly, you need to start thinking about, all right, I have a job. That's cool. What if I lose my job? There's no such thing as a safe, secure job. So how am I going to make money when I'm not at work? I need a side hustle. I need a side business. I need something. I need a franchise. I need something where I can make money when I'm not at work. That's where you need to be, right? That's where you need to be. You need to take care of yourself. You need to flip your money mindsets, flip that switch, and then you need to figure out, how do I make money when I'm not at work? It's probably one of the most important things you have to know, or you're going to have to figure out in this next year. How do I make money when I'm not at work? So that when the day comes and I lose my job, because you probably will, there's no long-term jobs, then I'll still be able to take care of myself. Or potentially I'll be able to fire that job, quit that job before they even let me go, because my side business could possibly flourish. You have to decide. You have to make that decision, right? You're going to see it. Interest rates go down. You're going to see housing prices go back up. I'm telling you what's going to happen. People are going to dive back into the market. It's an addiction. It's an obsession. This is a debt-driven economy. It's not necessarily a bad thing unless you got a bunch of consumer debt. That's probably the third tip I can give you. Stop spending money you don't have, right? Flip your money mindset. Find a way to make money when you're not at work, and stop spending money you don't have. I hope this helped you. I hope this blessed you. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree. Let me know what you thought about the debate last night. There were some interesting things that was said. We didn't cover it all. Maybe we'll come back and do it. Also, by the way, if you guys want to learn how to start a business from your phone, I've been doing it since 2020. I do not have a job. I do not want a job. All I do is use my phone to book customers, take deposits, and dispatch the work to other companies. I have a moving service. I have no trucks, no crew, no equipment, no office, none of it. Because I don't do any of the moving. I just book customers for moving companies, and I get paid to do it. I have students who do it for roofing, heating and AC, carpet cleaning, window tinting, commercial cleaning, home cleaning, TV mounting, garage cleanup, garage repair. It's up to you. Lawn care, landscape, pool cleaning, pest control. It's on and on. Any service provider, you can middleman the process. You don't actually do the work. You just find the customer for that business, and then you get paid to find and book that customer. If it sounds familiar, Uber does it. Airbnb does it. Lyft does it. Instacart does it. All of these are middleman companies. They don't actually do the work. Uber does not drive you around. Somebody in their own personal car drives you around. Uber just finds you and connects you to the driver, or vice versa, right? Airbnb does not own anybody's property. They just find someone who's willing to rent a property, and then someone who wants to rent the property, they connect them and take a fee. You're just going to get paid, take a deposit commission, a fee, to find customers for other businesses. So really quickly, an example would be when we book customers for move-in service, we take 100. So the customer will contact us, we will book them, capture their information, we'll take $150 deposit that goes to us. As soon as we do that, in a 5-10 minute phone call, we make $150 on that booked customer. We take the customer's information and then send it to a mover here in Dallas who's actually going to go out and do the move, not us. And we're done. And we do this over and over and over. So if you want to learn how to start a middleman business, do one of two things. Put middleman in the comments below, or go into the video description, click the link to get the free intro to middleman business video. All right, guys, I got to go. Hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. I hope this video gave you value. If it did in any way, smash thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the free training. Peace.